And now, marine weather around Alaska.
And for coastal water forecast, looking at gale warnings up here in the north coast for Sunday. East-southeast winds 25 to 45 knots. Small craft advisories for the south coast, where winds will be southeast at 25 to 30 knots. And for Clarence Strait, look for a southeast wind at 20 tomorrow, diminishing as you head north there across the inside waters. Southeast 15 for Stevens Passage. Lynn Canal southeast at 10. And then big increase in those winds coming up on Monday with gale warnings in there over the inside waters. South to southeast winds 30 to 35 knots with gusts as high as 40 knots, especially up there in Lynn Canal. And for the south coast, south to southeast winds 35 knots, and good gales continue on the north coast, southeast to east at 40 knots. Excuse me. For the North Gulf Coast tomorrow, pretty strong winds coming in. East winds 45 knots with gusts 55 to 60 knots. Prince William Sound east at 30 knots with higher gusts. Small craft advisories for Cook Inlet. Northeast winds 30 knots. Storm warnings for the Barren Islands. East 55 knots and east at 45 knots for Kamishak Bay. And then for Monday, looking at east winds 25 knots for the Barren Islands and east at 30 knots for Kamishak Bay. Cook Inlet, northeast 25 to 30 knots. Gale force easterlies at 40 knots for Prince William Sound with seas up to 10 feet. And for the eastern North Gulf Coast, gale warnings continue. East-southeast 40 to 45 knots. Kodiak Island tomorrow, gale warnings. East-northeast 40 to 45 knots. And for Bristol Bay here, northeast at 25. And for the Alaska Peninsula, north to northeast winds 20 to 30 knots. Monday, for the peninsula, gale warnings, northwest 35 to 40 knots. Bristol Bay, northeast at 30. Kodiak Island, lighter winds in store, especially on the east side of the island there, for where it looks like it'll be out of the east at about 15 knots with 10-foot seas. And for the Fox Islands tomorrow, north to northwest winds 30 to 35 knots, 30-knot winds out of the northwest for Adak and Atka. And for the western Aleutians, west-northwest 15 to 25 knots. And for the western Aleutians on Monday, from Shemya to Kiska, south winds 25 knots, Adak and Atka, northwest at 30 knots, and northwest winds 35 to 40 knots for the eastern Aleutians. And for the southwest coast tomorrow, north winds 20 to 25 knots, 10 to 15 knot winds for Norton Sound, St. Lawrence Island, and north winds 30 knots for the Pribilofs, north at 20 for St. Matthew Island. And for Monday, small craft advisories, Norton Sound, St. Lawrence Island, and the Yukon Delta coast. North winds 25 knots there, a little bit stronger here for the Kuskokwim Delta coast, 30 knots. Gale warnings for the Pribilof Islands on Monday for northwesterlies at 35 knots. And brisk wind advisories continue for all of the Arctic coast tomorrow out of the east or east-northeast at 25 knots. For the Chukchi Sea, winds will be lighter, northeast at 10 to 15. And then for the day on Monday for the Chukchi Sea, north winds 10 to 25 knots. Brisk wind advisories continue for the Arctic coast out of the east or east-northeast at 25 to 30 knots.